Or the Puppet News Network?
Puppet News Network. PN cubes. That's what it could be.
PN squared?
PN squared, yeah. PN squared. Puppet News Network.
Puppet News Network.
Breaking news, breaking news.
Welcome to the Puppet News Network.
I'm your co-host, Bob. You know what my name backwards is? Bob. Palindrome City. Boom, 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 boom.
All right.
Boom, boom,
A
boom,
palindrome.
boom, boom. I hog a salami.
I hog a salami.
That doesn't work, but there's something with those where it works.
Hi, welcome to Bernie Blackout News. I'm your host, Theo Talcott, here at GNet TV, channel 15 on your Comcast and on the web, everywhere. I'm joined by Bob.
Hey, hi Theo.
How are
How's
ya?
it going?
Welcome back.
Thanks. Feels good to be back in the old state of VT, TV, VT.
Yeah, fans of this show will know Bob was a regular, and then you took some time off, and tell us about that. Where you been?
Well, Theo, I decided to go on a long journey, a retreat into Los Angelinos.
Los Angelinos.
Los Angelinos.
It sounds familiar.
And yeah, I went to a Zen Buddhist monastery, found a teacher I really liked, and
I can tell you your voice is dropped and you sound like you're really come into yourself.
I feel more myself, Theo. Instead of being high-pitched and high-strung, I have unstrung and become a tennis racket with no strings.
It sounds like you've been in a Zen monastery.
I have. I shaved my head and grew my hair back, you see.
Gotcha. Well, so I understand you've been on a media diet, and I personally am a bit of a news junkie, and I eat a lot of news, so I appreciate the idea of like putting down the entire information field.
Yeah. When I was in the monastery, it was disconnect. And I really enjoyed it. It felt good. It felt right. No stress. No uncomfort.
Yeah, but how can you look away from the white Ford Bronco presidency? I mean, it's just so captivating. There's news every morning. Like, what's going on? What did he tweet? Ah!
Tweet. I really think his tweeting could go in the garbage, to the dump, then thrown in a landfill, and then lit on fire, and then maybe he'll go away.
And then make natural gas out of it.
Yeah.
Speaking of natural gas, Scott Pruitt, the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, has been in the news, and it's for all the right reasons. He's been flying to Morocco Morocco, and not for the right reasons, but to promote natural gas.
Natural gas. What he used to get there.
The Environmental Protection Agency. I mean, there is a Department of Energy that would do that, but it is funny that that's his job.
Job, yeah, call it a job. I call it just riding on planes and getting a lot of Mary Janes.
He is, apparently they want to get him a bulletproof desk.
Bulletproof desk.
Which is funny.
We should get one right here, this one.
Yeah, this one is not so much.
You never know.
Another funny thing is apparently he was like turning on his sirens and red lights to go uptown in DC to go to a restaurant called Le Diplomat.
Le Diplomat.
A French bistro.
French bistro.
Can you imagine if someone in the Obama administration had turned on the red lights to go uptown and to go to a French restaurant? I think Fox News would probably say something.
They would say something like Barack and Michelle go
They're
to
so
French restaurant, menage a trois.
to eat snails.
Snails.
Okay, so in some local news,
Local news.
Vermont the Agency of Natural Resources
Yes.
is opening an investigation into the Vermont gas pipeline
Whoa.
because they did not build it up to specs.
What kind of building did they do? Trump? They built like the Trumpies, mother chuckers.
They built a pipeline that goes like, they didn't bury it to the right level of depth, and they also didn't put in these wetland protection devices so that the water doesn't drain along the pipe. So
Why didn't they build it correctly?
that's sort of the industry way. They just sort of would rather
Cheap and easy, quick.
cheap and easy, and then get your fines if you get them, pay your fines, and
If
then
there's a leak,
it's a leak. It's somebody
There's a
else's
leak, there's a
business.
leak.
They would rather not replace the equipment. So like a lot of the pipeline industry is running with really old equipment, like in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where they
Kalamazoo.
spilled millions of gallons of oil, and
My brother's in Kalamazoo.
yeah,
Yeah,
should careful with the water.
yeah.
So they built a pipeline against massive protests in Vermont, and then they didn't build it up to specs.
You
Really
know
great.
what?
The question is like why the state of Vermont is even carrying water for these people. The state is finally like a little bit holding them to task, but the state of Vermont is the doer in the project with Vermont Gas. It is
Amen, brother.
they get the money. The Public Utility Commission is called PUC,
Puke.
P-U-C. That's about it. Approving pipelines.
Makes me want to puke all the time.
Do you know what eminent domain is?
Yes, it's when the government can just take your land and do whatever the hell they want. You
That-
know what shuking is?
That's shuking. Do you know about eminent domain?
Yeah. It's probably one of the worst things I've ever heard the government doing to you.
Right.
Yeah.
They
They
take-
just
Take your land.
take your land
I mean,
and use it for bad things, such as
eminent domain has its place for roads and highways, essential
roads and
things.
highways. Yeah.
But recently, they've started taking people's land for pipelines
Puh.
for for-profit companies,
Jeez.
and view that as a huge overstep, and also like pretty anti-democratic because we have a right to own property. That's
Super
like
anti-democratic.
in the Constitution.
We pay for
Life,
it, right?
liberty, and the pursuit of property
Yeah.
and happiness.
Happiness comes hopefully with property. But if you get your
Usually
property
not.
taken away,
Actually, I think it's the other way. But
well, we agree to disagree to disagree to agree.
I mean, I don't have a mortgage, but I wish I did. I'd probably be more happy.
Maybe more structured.
So, Bob, I know we love everybody, and we want to be equal opportunity citizens.
Yeah.
So we're gonna praise Trump for something.
Praise Donald.
All praise Donald.
Mr. Donald.
He's
I
making some good
praise
choices.
you.
He's trying to pull out of Syria. We agree with that, don't we?
Yeah, Syria, you know.
No more war. Why are we in
Why?
Syria?
Why are we in the Middle East in general?
Probably the oil.
Oil,
But if we didn't have to do that, we could probably have solar power.
solar.
And they probably
Wind.
all want us to leave anyway, so. Okay. So, one of the funny things I find about watching hypocritical people over full lengths of time is that the things they complain about, when they get in power, they do the same thing. For example, all this talk about like welfare queens mooching off the system, it is hard to like, the way they have extracted money off the federal government during the last few minutes of our time has been shameful.
Shameful.
Scott Pruitt, first class travel, chartering flights. Not that everyone shouldn't have a chart. I mean, they're used to it. I guess the lifestyle to which they've grown accustomed. Corporate America.
Corporate lifestyle. They
Yeah.
take their private planes. They in their private toilets. They sleep in their private beds, but it's not private.
They've privatized everything.
Privatize my butt. You know, today's day and age, there's no privacy. Facebook, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, so every little bit of your life is on Facebook, I guess. I'm thinking about deleting my account.
You should. They're in cahoots with the Russians.
We are the
No
product.
bueno.
I know. So many
No,
beautiful things in the world
bueno.
being mistreated.
Misused, abused.
Like my data. I want my data back.
Your data is never coming back, like the puppy who ran away when you
I've
were
already
7.
Googled so much, they know everything I'm searching for.
Everything. They know what you're thinking before you even think it.
All right, let's try.
I'm going on my phone, about to Google something. Let's see if they know.
Zuckerberg. Let's see if we can get a message from Zuckerberg.
Ring, ring. Oh, Mr. Mark. I hear that you bought some land in Kauai.
That is true. Zuckerberg bought a giant piece of like ancestral Hawaiian homeland and walled it off.
Walled it off. He's talk about building a wall.
Man, so lame.
Zuckerberg loves his walls.
The land was held collectively by the entire community, so it was like a giant loss for like
Mess.
these people
It
who
was.
live there.
You talk about people who abuse their money and power. Zuckerberg's supposed to be this clean white boy Jew. I'm Jewish, so I can say that.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
Because you're so funny. And you know how Jewish comedy has such a rich part to
Deep
play.
history. The hair, too. The Larry David type of hair.
You look a little like Bernie.
Yeah.
You know, Larry David and Bernie Sanders are related.
They are.
They
Deep
did-
in the tree.
They did a
Genealogy.
on PBS. There was Finding Your Roots. The show.
Where are your roots, Theo?
I'm also Latvian Jew
Nice.
with a little bit of Lakota,
Lakota.
a little bit of.
Inuit.
I wish I had more Inuit.
Are you into it?
I'm super into it.
What's it?
Like whale culture, like learning to talk to whales.
Do you like
Tell-
whale sounds?
I do.
Let's hear one. That was amazing. I thought my whale sound was good. Holy
Give us a
smokes.
try.
Okay.
I'm remembering now why we discontinued the show.
We're going off topic. All right, we got to refocus. Went off topic. That's good though. We got to go off topic for a couple minutes.
Oh, that's
take a
fine.
rest.
On and off.
Yeah.
We're on and off topic.
We have to-
What is the topic?
we
The
have to
topic is
regenerate.
making fun of the news because so many people deserve a little poke in the funny bone.
You got to poke the funny bone.
Because it's a dark time. You know,
Darkest time, in my opinion.
So, you know, as he says, the light is coming. There's joy to be had. The world is not over
So you say.
yet. Bob, I've heard you've been on a media diet.
Yeah, you know, ever since the monastery, I've realized I have to get off the interwebs, specifically for the news. You see,
Do you want to be reading more?
I read, but just not the news.
I gotcha.
Somebody like Sarah Huckabee, Colonel Sanders, just drives me nuts. She is the media queen.
She is very sturdy in presenting falsehood.
She sold her soul, and she is very good at it.
Well, we hope she gets it back before it's too late.
Her daddy should spank her.
It is the Trump White House, so
Yeah, you never know.
you never know.
It's getting kind of stormy weather there.
It is. I can't believe it took us this long to get to it, but yes, stormy weather.
It's coming. It's already been in the White House. It's already been in Trump land for, I guess, almost a decade, right? Over a decade.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that whole thing.
I do.
Okay, what would you like to say?
I would like to say I think it's amazing that our president was able to pull up Don't Star. The only thing is he was married, which is horrible, and Melania should just run back to Slovenia.
Slovakia?
Slovakia.
Slovenia. I want to turn a corner.
What if the
Changing
corner is a square?
to a brighter spot on the media horizon, Mitch McConnell
Mitch, my boy.
is promoting hemp for Kentucky.
He believes that hemp is a real thing that should be used in today's day and age.
It's very progressive.
About freaking time, if you ask me, turtle face Mitch. You look like a freaking turtle. Like this.
Yeah. But we love It's true. He's
Yeah.
a little bit turtle-like, but we love turtles.
Turtles are great. Turtle soup is my favorite.
Never turtle soup. Bad.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle soup.
Turtle eater. They call
Turtle
this.
eater.
They call it. Native Americans call North America Turtle Island.
Really? Why? There's so many turtles?
Yeah, so many turtles.
What's your favorite type of turtle?
I love them all, but the only one I really know is the snapping turtle we see around here.
Yeah.
But I've rescued a couple on the road, and they live
good.
to be like 120 years in the ocean,
Huh.
300 years. Incredible.
What's going to happen to turtles with Trump in presidency? I'm curious.
Everything's at risk.
You think his doofy sons are going to hunt turtles like they hunt lions and tigers and elephants and women and
Yeah, I mean, it's a cold-hearted world, you know, and how do we advocate for being warm-hearted when so much cruelty is going on to, like, animals and the water, the land? It's just a dark time, you know, so trying to have cheerful puppet talk, yeah.
cheerful puppet.
Tell me a joke.
Okay. If you were born with eyebrows high on your face,
I know
can
about
you perform lowbrow humor?
well, I have big eyebrows. So I think we're living proof of that.
Yeah. Those brows, man. Whew.
Thank you.
I can ride them like a wave.
I've been growing them for like 25 years.
Really? Mm-hmm. You shaved them off at one point?
I had them dreaded.
Whoa. I got my pubes dreaded.
I bet that's very popular.
Scaramouche. Scaramouche.
Scaramucci. Oh my
Hey,
god.
I had a viral infection the other day. It lasted just as long as Moochie's tenure in the White House. Scaramouche.
Good old Scaramucci.
Bye, Scaramouche. Go back to your roots and
And do complicated yoga.
complicated yoga. Mooch is a yogi. Scaramouche, you're a yogi in my book.
Serious backbends.
Serious back bends, bending back over.
Anyway, did you hear about Scott Pruitt?
Scott Pruitt. No, what about him?
We almost covered this earlier, but it really is outstanding. The head of the Environmental Protection Agency. I mean, by the time you see this, he may already have been fired.
He's going to be fired. He's gone.
Almost
He's
certain
gone.
to be fired. He can't get this much bad news. Trump wants that coverage.
He
So-
wants a distraction. That's what he wants.
I mean, he's delivering. You know, if Obama had delivered on a progressive agenda the way Trump is delivering on a
Evil.
conservative agenda,
We would be 20 years in the future instead of going backwards. We're going backwards now, Theo. Backwards. We're doing the moonwalk.
we're doing the
We're
moonwalk.
doing the moonwalk, and we're not even on the moon.
I know, and it's good to take a moment to say we're on the road less traveled. You know, a lot of us wanted Bernie Sanders to be the candidate.
Bernie.
And he certainly would have won, and we would be in a different place. But due to, honestly, the greed and corruption in the DNC and the way they totally robbed Bernie of the nomination.
Robbed him.
When you pay attention to the news, it's hard to watch some stories because they keep it all hidden behind the curtain. But watching the Democratic Party Unity and Reform Commission has been really funny. And
What do you think about it?
I think it's like a lot of commissions. They're designed to like just sort of eat up time and attention span.
Yep. And it's favoritism.
They may get rid of superdelegates on the first ballot,
Super delegates.
or may not. They're going to vote on it in the summer. They basically ran out the clock on anything changes they might have made ahead of time, ahead of 2018, because the establishment Democrats are keeping control of the Democratic Party as much as they can, and they're basically screwing over the progressive base because that's what they do. Makes me annoyed.
What should we do with the DNC? Should we just scrap it?
The DNC should be made transparent.
Yes.
It should have they have $1 billion budget.
$1 billion budget.
And it's not transparent.
What
Not
do they
even
do with
to
that money?
the managers of the thing. It's incredible.
Jeez.
Like if you're the board of trustees of the Democratic Party, you can't see the budget.
Can't see
What
the
could go
budget.
wrong?
What are they doing
What
with that budget?
Where are they spending the money?
Huh.
Clearly, they're not spending it on around the country.
No.
They're spending it on TV ads for
TV ads.
GNet TV.
Caviar.
Like, you know how much we got paid to make this film today?
How much?
Nothing,
0.
because it's community access.
Yeah. But we're doing it for the community. We're doing it for you
Doing it for
people.
you.
You people.
Because if
we can't laugh, we can't live.
did you know whales sing? And they have songs that will stop, and then they'll like go for 6 months, and they'll come back and pick it up where they left off.
Get out of here.
Yeah, the people who study whale songs say they're amazing. They'll like they have certain songs they sing when they're in the South Atlantic Ocean, and certain parts they sing in the North. And they sing about the food. I mean, it's
Can I
incredible.
hear your song?
Sure. Whale songs go like. It's like, and that means good scallops off the coast of Nantucket.
Nantucket scallops.
Nantucket, where they used to like
Nantucket.
be very unkind to whales.
Not cool.
They used to like run everything on whale oil.
Whale oil, whale blubber, whale fat, whale.
And then they stopped doing that because they found other kinds of oil. And we're in the same situation where we have electricity we could get from a lot of different sources. We certainly don't need it from natural gas.
No.
And the question is, will humanity evolve in time?
Will we use our own human gas to power the world?
It does appear that the omega point has come and we're all connected now.
All connected.
They have our data.
Data.
You can't escape it.
Nope.
We're inside the body.
Inside the matrix.
The light body predicted by Pierre de Chardin,
Pierre de Chardin.
French paleontologist in the 20s, wrote a book called
French orthodontist?
about the
Oh, paleontologist.
paleontologist.
Gotcha.
Paleontologist?
Yeah.
Like a
Study
rock,
fossils,
rocks,
bones, minerals.
paleo.
Should we wrap up?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today, folks.
It's been a good start.
Yeah.
Bob's back.
Back.
Who knows if we'll do this again? Probably will.
Probably will. When? Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe
Next
if something
week,
funny
3
happens
years.
in the news over the weekend.
Then we'll do it over the weekend. But probably not.
Yeah, and maybe if there's like World War III in the Middle East, we'll just be like, oh, hey, let's tell jokes about bombing in Syria.
We could go to the Middle East and do a show there.
Seriously, though, we want world peace now
World
more
peace,
than ever.
please.
Everyone just pray for justice, pray for peace, and let's save the planet while there's still time. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. 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 Bye.